Good day, everybody, and welcome back to another segment of Boss Talk. It's your girl, Deanna Diaz, business coach and entrepreneur. And today I have my lovely, beautiful friend. I had to go and put on some images that are familiar to her because she's all the way down in Florida.
Yes, I am.
In the MIA area, right? Near Miami.
Yes.
And she has a very lovely home. How do I know? Because I've been there. But
She was our lovely house guest.
yes, so we are here today because of what? Because she has been able to use what God has given her and put together this beautiful sea moss. But before we get into that, we want to know who Miss Tiffany is. Who is Tiffany? Like, come on, give it to us straight. No chaser.
Okay. No chaser. Okay. Tiffany is everything, as you can see. No, guys. Um, a little backstory about me. I'm 30. I'm 30 something. I'm not going to tell you the rest. I'm just going to lie. Yes, I'm 30 something. I'm on the over 30 club. I decided to go into business. I've always had business ideas in my head, but this one just really spoke to me, and I just kept having people request it. And I'm like, why don't I just turn it to a business? And when I say business is booming, it's all good. So I'm from Pittsburgh, of course, born and raised. I've been in Florida, South Florida, for about 9 years. And I'm sorry, Pittsburgh, I will never move back if I can help it. It is just so beautiful and so much sunshine, which feeds your soul. And the beach is just a lot of good atmospheres out here. So that is a little bit about me. Born and raised Pittsburgh. Now I'm in Florida. I'm a transplant, but I do come back every year. So
you're a transplant? That's what you call it?
Yes. I've been transplanted. Yes, I was uprooted and my seeds got buried here. So now I'm here. I'm growing as a little tree here.
Oh, I know that's real. So, but this isn't your first endeavor. You were doing taxes. You was the little tax lady.
Yes,
you still are. So I know I keep saying little only because why do we call you little? I know, but why do we call you little?
Yes. So all of my businesses are kind of seeming to follow that trend, but I am only 4'9". So I'm little and mighty. Small things come in big packages. So that's me. So I was little tax lady. Now I'm little sea moss lady. And anything else that I decide to do is probably going to be along those lines as well. This isn't the end of the road.
I know that's right. That's branding right there. That's brand power.
That's right. So when you see little something lady, that's me. That's me.
All day. So now, what made you start doing taxes?
Okay. Taxes. I went to college at Carlo University, I think it is now. I'm a business management and accounting minor major. I can't even remember, so many years ago. So I do have my degree in that. And one of my classes, of course, was taxes. And my mom kept pushing me. She's like, you should do taxes. And I'm like, whatever. So I was taught how to do them on paper by hand. So I understand a complete background. Like now it's just software. You just plug the numbers in. But I do understand everything in the background of those taxes. That's why it comes so easy to me. So I started in college with my tax class. And then I started working for Jackson Hewitt for a few years, and I realized I can make more money for myself. Okay. So I've been little tax lady, from myself for years. So I'm still doing taxes.
I know that's right. I love to hear it. So now, business taxes, because I'm all business. So do you do business taxes as well?
Yes, I do sole proprietorships. Anything that you're going to file with your regular, your regular taxes, I do that. I don't do any corporations or S corps or anything like that. I suggest for that you get a CPA. They're a little bit more versed in that, but I do small business taxes. So yes.
Okay, so sole proprietors, that's still a thing. People still do that. So what is one of the biggest mistakes that people make when filing their taxes or just not being prepared to file their taxes as a sole proprietor?
That's what it is. Have all your information ready before you go to your tax professional. Have everything together. Some people charge by the hour. You don't want to go there and have a pile of receipts and they have to add each one up. Most people won't. I know I won't. I want to tell you to tally it up. You need to add it up, pull it all in categories. And I always recommend that my clients make little folders for yourself throughout the year because stuff gets lost. You're not going to remember what you did in January and December and it's time to file your taxes, and you're like, wait, I bought some markers for $2, or I bought this. If you have a receipt, have them print out a duplicate somewhere. Like if you have your personal stuff and your business stuff on the same receipt, have them print out a duplicate, get you a little file folder, and be organized. That's your biggest thing. Put, file everything away. This is February, March, April, May, just stuff your receipts in, in a little folder. And at the end of the year, if you need guidance, of course I can help you. I love giving advice. Just be organized. That's the biggest mistake, is to just let things pile up and go. You got to deal with it and then move on to the next year.
Okay, what are the main categories about? I know we didn't come in to talk about taxes, but since you are that woman, I might as
I'm
well go ahead
fine.
and pick your brain for my people out there in D Nation. So, what's the easiest categories to file your documents and paperwork throughout the year? Like it's
I honestly,
January. What? How should I break that up?
like I said, to me, the easiest way is to break them up by months, because there are things that happen, per month. And if your memory serves you right, you start to look at the receipts, or you start to look at the invoices. So I personally think the best way to start is to have a folder for each month, and just go ahead and stuff those receipts and those invoices and that paperwork per month. And I personally keep all of my calendars from the year. So everything that I have on my business calendars, I keep a manual calendar on the wall. I just like to be organized like that. And I keep each one until the very end of the year. And I go back in December. This is actually one of my favorite things to do. When I buy a new calendar for the year and I scout out and see which one I really like, I go back each month and look at everything that I have written on my calendar, and, what I did, or, what was there. Same thing about a digital calendar. I keep both. I go back and, just look and see what I did for each month. I'm like, okay, I remember this. I remember I had this appointment. So to me, the best way to do it is by month. First, you'll have about 12 folders, or little hanging file folders. They're not expensive, and it's not much to keep either. So you just kind of throw it in there for the sake of time. And then you start breaking down at the end of the year. I think that you should do your expenses. You do your income and your expenses, of course. Those are going to be your two big categories. Now, depending on your business, the nature of your business and what you're doing, that's how you're going to break down your expenses. Most of your income is going to be along the same line. So that's, like the easy one, which you should be keeping a log of your income. That should be really easy. Anytime you're making income and you have invoices or whatever, all of that should be documented. So that's pretty easy. But the expenses is really what needs to be breaking down on your tax return. So file them away by month, and then by expense type.
What are the expense types, please?
And it depends on the nature of your business. Again, so if you are familiar with the tax return and you have your Schedule C return, which is for your sole proprietors and people who are just, in business for themselves, on your Schedule C, there's a list of things that are breaking down. So you have your office expense, you have if you've paid anyone throughout the year to help you out. Those are all different types of expenses. You have if you have little tools, it really depends on your business. Let's say you do hair. So if you purchase some tools or something that's going to have depreciation, like maybe some hair Marcells or some blow dryers and things like that, that's going to be a separate expense than your actual like hair and stuff. Like hair you're putting in people's head, if you purchased it, exactly, you're going to be, that's just a straight expense. You're not going to get into any depreciation on that, but that is definitely an expense. Anything that you provide or you purchase for your business, down to business cards, down to office paper that you use, or ink in your printer, you want to keep all of those. Those are all different types of expenses. So I can't lump it into one, but it really depends on the nature of your business. Like me personally, some of my expenses are going to be like the jars. Like I have lots and lots of jars, and sometimes I try different jars. So I keep all of those into one. And I mark my receipts. Like I say, if I went to Walmart and buy them, I always put like a little tick mark on what it is beside it, or I always get duplicate receipts. I have like little cups. So it depends on, the nature of your business. Of what your expenses is going to be. And then of course my CMOS itself, that's the biggest expense. So you just want to keep in your inventory. That's really kind of what it is too.
Okay, well, thank you for that round of applause.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so we might have to get you to teach a course on my website. So
I got you. I got you. I got you.
we're going to stay tuned for that because, we need to make sure that our people and our entrepreneurs are doing the right thing, So,
Organization is key. That's the biggest thing.
absolutely. Don't I know it? I do have a digital planner also. I have a digital planner. I have a dry erase planner on the other side,
Mhm.
and I have like a paper planner that sits on top
Mhm.
of me. It's like so many
It's so
counts.
many, right? But you gotta keep them straight. I'm the same way. I keep it on paper and digital. God forbid something happens to that phone, you got your paper version.
Oh,
'Cause
listen,
it happens. It happens.
it does. So now let's get to the sea moss.
Yes, the nitty gritty. Okay.
So, how did you get into the sea moss business?
Okay, that's a good story. All right, so I was friends with this Jamaican guy, and he kept saying, get into CMOS, get into CMOS because okay, I want to explain mine. That I'm a flexitarian. I'm going to say okay, I'm a pescatarian for the most part. Well, I'm going to say half the time.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm vegan, and I know the vegans are probably going to eat me alive. Oh, you can't be vegan sometimes. So if I'm not eating vegan, I will eat seafood. So I can say that. So when I do feel it and I don't eat seafood every day, sometimes I don't eat it in a whole week. So that's the only technical meat that I eat. So in the vegan community, most people, a lot of people, I'm not going to say most, a lot of people know about sea moss. And I follow a lot of vegan groups on Facebook and people were talking about it. And I'm like, there's so many different vegan things, going around. I said, I can get around to trying they're like, oh, you should try this. You should try this. I'm like, okay, I can't afford everything. So, especially down here in South Florida, the Caribbeans, they swear by the sea moss, especially a lot of Jamaicans. So the Jamaican guy I was friends with, he kept saying, you should try sea moss. It's really good. You can make different drinks. He said, well, when I was younger growing up in Jamaica, we used to make these different types of drinks and stuff. And I'm like, keep hearing about the sea moss. I'm like, all right, let me try it. So, up the street, which is in walking distance, we have a fresh fruit market. So I went to the market and it was there, and I'm like, okay, well, let me just try the sea moss. So it was a jar of the sea moss gel.
Mm-hmm.
So I purchased that, and I'm like, well, what can I really do with it? Kind of looked it up, and I drink smoothies daily. So I put in my smoothie. Doesn't have a taste, flavor, or anything. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I start to feel, because at first, it's kind of like a vitamin. Like when you put in your body, you're not going to feel it right away. But over time, once you start taking it regularly, your body just, for me, it was the energy. I am a busy, busy, busy person. So anytime I could get some extra energy, I
Oh,
need it. So I'm like, dang, I'm up all the time. And I used to drink coffee, and I'm like, I want to get away from coffee because of the sugar. So
mhm.
I've stopped drinking coffee. I just do the sea moss. And when I need to wake up in the morning, I'm up. Like I don't drag or anything. It's just like a natural high, and it's like all the time. And my
Wow.
coworkers are like, "What is wrong? You always up?" I mean,
What
I
kind
could
of
be at work
drugs is you
right
on over there?
yeah, like I'm just up all the time. And they're like, you are always so spunky and so this and that. So 90% of the time, that's what it is. That is that CMOS. So I did get around to trying the gel.
Mhm.
It was good. I'm like, okay, I don't see any issue with it. So I just kept purchasing it and kept purchasing it. And then I was like, wait a minute. This being a person I am, I'm like, let me figure out how to doing this because I'm buying it for so much money per jar. But I'm like, if I can make it myself, that'll make it even more inexpensive. And that's what I started doing. So
Mhm.
as I kept bragging about it, people were like, Dad, what are you doing? Like, what are you using? And I just kept talking about the sea moss. I wasn't selling it at this point. I was just like, I love my sea moss gel. Like, it's really good.
Mhm.
And this one in particular girl, my coworker, she kept saying, can you make me some? Can you make me some? Like, and I'm just like, I'll just tell you where to get it. Like just go here, go there, there's this pain. She's like, no, no, no. I just want you to make it for me. I'm like, all right, I'll just make it out of goodness in my heart, whatever. So I made it, gave it to her. She's like, oh my God, I really like it. She's like, how much I owe you? And I'm like, let's see. How much do you owe me? So I'm like, let me put this together. And it kind of started off slow. I really wasn't, I was just, if somebody asked me, I would make it. I
Right.
really wasn't advertising it, but something just was like, girl,
You bet.
market
You
that's
better.
yes, exactly. And I work with about 900 my employees about at my particular location. It's about 900 of us, and that's a lot of access to people. So
Absolutely.
I just from that time on, I just started selling it and started marketing it. The dry, the gel. I make a pretty good product. So, and a lot of people sell it. Some people sell it from a little bit more expensive. So I was able to undercut the competition and
Still
still
profit.
very lucrative for me. Correct.
Yeah. So, because I know that her sea moss gel is good because I have purchased a jar
Yes, yes.
of gel, and I put it in my protein shake.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I was able to ingest it. Or I put it in my yogurt. So,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
I like what I had. I had it before she got all fancy with the flavors and whatnot. Um, but it still did the job for me, and I did enjoy it. So, and it just seems like ever since COVID, people are like
Mhm.
trying to take their health seriously, which is,
Right.
I guess better late than never.
Mhm.
It's like that's when I started to see the rise and the boom of it all. So
Right.
what do you ship sea moss gel? Do you actually ship the gel?
Okay, I don't sip the gel, but let me take it back a story. As soon as you said about COVID, this was another story about when I started selling it. This was around the same time. I got really sick, and if those of you that know me, last year, I didn't do any taxes. I went away for training to Georgia, and when I came back, I was just so sick. Like I could not get myself together. Like I just could not kick in the spirit. So I was like, just kind of off for a few months. I even had people come down from Pittsburgh that came to visit. And they were like, Tiff, what is going on? I didn't have a voice. I didn't have my whole
Mm,
entire household was sick. The kids were sick. My dad was sick. My sister, we were really sick. And this was right at the beginning of the whole COVID thing. So I'm thinking that's what it was because I haven't got sick at all since. So since then, I started taking sea moss regularly. Me and my son, my household, the kids, we all drink it. My son loves his smoothies. He'll drink mine, he'll drink his,
oh,
he'll drink everybody else's. So he doesn't have an issue with it. So ever since then, nobody in my house has gotten COVID. Nobody has gotten sick. Um,
amen.
nobody. So my dad is, he's a little vulnerable. He's older. He has some health issues, but he has not gotten sick. And he stays in the house in his bubble, so he's good. But it's everybody else like us that's coming in and out of the house that he has to worry about. Nobody has gotten sick. Not even a sniffle, not a cough. Absolutely nothing.
That's
So
amazing.
that right. That's like the testimony right there from being like just so sick and couldn't get myself together. Since
Mm,
I see moss regularly, I have been beautiful ever since.
good, good,
So now
good.
back to your question.
Okay.
I don't ship the gel. That might
Okay.
be something that comes down the pipeline later, but it is in a glass jar and it has to be refrigerated. So I, don't really want to mess with that yet. I'm sure there's definitely ways around it, and there are people that ship, but I don't ship yet. But I do
Mhm.
ship the dry. The dry will last for a long time. So I will ship you the dry and give you video instructions, step-by-step instructions of how you make it yourself. It is very easy to make. So I will help you along the way. I want you to have your sea moss. I will ship you the dry and walk you
You
through
gonna
step
get
by
the
step.
sea moss
You're
now.
gonna get the sea moss exactly.
Oh, that is so wonderful. I do plan on getting some more. Yeah, I'm gonna get some of that dry sea moss off of you.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. And it stretches. It stretches a little bit more than the gel. Like you'll have a jar of gel. To me, 9 jars of gel probably only lasts about 3 weeks because I'm using so much of it all the time. Like I just love my sea moss.
Mhm.
But the dry, like once you learn how to make it, it stretches.
Okay. Oh, what real quick. What's the benefits of sea moss gel besides the energy? Like what else? What's making you healthy off of sea moss?
Okay. So the stated benefits, which you can look it up, you can Google it. There's 92 minerals and nutrients, like essential minerals that are in the sea moss. I mean, you can look those up, anywhere. So they just help with your body. They help with mucus control. If you have aches and pains, it's supposed to help smooth that out. I don't have any health issues, so I can't say that the sea moss does this for me or that for me because I have no aches and pains. I don't have anything, But the things that I have read up on, and if you guys research for the fellas, there is a health benefit for you guys too. I'm not gonna say it on this family show, but if you do a
Oh,
little bit of research,
oh.
you will find it, and it's actually it's a known thing, but right. It is a known thing out there in the Caribbean community. They make this certain drink with the sea moss in it, and it's supposed to help your stamina. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, oh.
There you go.
Mr. Strong and Long on these parts.
There you go.
But so we are at the 20-minute mark. So you guys, if you haven't seen below with the ticker, it has her information. Oh, look at that moss. Look how beautiful that moss is. Go ahead, show us show us the other.
Makeup. We got our pineapples. They are very good and refreshing. We got our strawberry. So it's summertime here in Florida, even though it is March. It's been summertime
All
since
year round.
Tuesday. Yeah, we got all types of fruit. So I've been mixing it with fruit. It's delicious. It's good. Get your sea moss.
I'm about to make an order. Y'all just don't know. But thank you very much, Tiffany. And everybody else, I want to thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Boss Talk with Miss Tiffany O, aka Los Moss Lady, my homegirl from the 412. So make sure that you like and comment on this video so you help us boost the algorithm, and also, give a little exposure, help our people out. We are trying to make it, and we're gonna make it one way or another. Just believe
Yes,
that.
we are.
So
We're
share
destined
this
for
with somebody.
greatness.
Okay, that part. Make
Mhm.
sure you share this. Highly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time on an episode of Boss Talks. Thank you, Miss Tiffany. Yay!
Welcome. Thank you for having